Alright, space nerds, Mr. G back with more Starsector. Today we're going to be talking about starting your very first baby colony. The first thing you're going to need is tons of fuel and lots of supplies because you're going to be going all over the sector looking for preferably a yellow or orange star, probably a little bit more likely to have a habitable planet, something near enough the core worlds, not way out and back where we're way too far to get to it. Apologies for the pipes today, I've got a bit of a cold, is what it is. So after searching probably about 12 systems, we found a world with a Terran planet. Well, to be fair, it's not exactly Terran, it is a jungle world, but you know what, that's close enough for the purposes of this video. We're going to go ahead and use it. If you can find a Terran world without a bunch of negative effects, well then you're sitting pretty. If you can find a system with multiple habitable worlds, well then you got really lucky. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to perform a survey first, so make sure that you bring heavy equipment with you as well. And that's going to tell you the bonuses or negatives of your planet. This one looks like it's going to be decent for a farming colony, which is a good way to start out in a good starting colony and a decent way to make a little scratch right out the door. You'll notice it's got a hazard rating of 125%. So that means everything's going to cost 125% as much just because it's slightly hazardous. However, if you've looked at other planets, you know that hazard rating can be significantly higher than 125%. Now, before it's going to let us found a colony, we've got to go ahead and search these runes because we're going to get some freebies out of the deal. And now we're going to be good to go and able to go ahead and click found colony. So let's waste no more time. Let's get to it. Let's make a colony. You know what? I'm going to let the random name generator throw some love at this thing. Let's pick a winner. Works for me. Next up, you're going to create your own faction. This little window here is to help you set up the semantics of your name. And now it's time to build our first buildings. Well, we're going to get farming up because this will be a good planet for farming. We're going to throw in some ground defenses, and we're going to throw in a way station. Eventually, we have to wait for our spaceport to get finished, which automatically builds before we can go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and add an orbital station here. We're going to want to get these defenses up as quickly as possible. So we've skipped ahead in time here a little bit. All right, so our goal is to get this thing up as quickly as possible. We went ahead and we went back to our storage. We're still accepting a commission right now, which is 100% fine. They don't care that we started a colony. Because we need the extra money. People will start to get angry at you if you have a bunch of colonies, but for the sake of this one, we're trying to stay low threat while we build up the stability of our first colony. Factions and other guys in Starsector will get more and more upset with you the more powerful you become. So, you know, we're taking it relatively easy to start off. So you can see we've got a few things done here. We can only have 2 industries so far now that we've got to a population of 4. Our first industry was farming. I'm thinking about adding fuel or maybe commerce, but one big thing you're going to want to do to speed up your colony growth is you're going to want to hit those growth incentives, which is just paying money to boost population. Also, when you're making an orbital station, I highly recommend either going low tech or high tech. Mid-tech just doesn't have the best weapons, so stay away from mid-tech stations. For this playthrough, we're going to go ahead and go with low-tech. Also, if I didn't say it already, you need to have about 1 million credits started when you fire up your first colony because colonies are expensive. And things may go south and you may run a loss for a little bit. On this particular run, we didn't really go in the red at all, which was nice. So you can see here we can just keep throwing 100 grand in there for growth incentives to speed up that colony growth, which will unlock more industries. You're also going to want to make sure that you tick this button, which is stockpile use if they need it, if they run into deficits. And let's just talk a bit about the stockpile. When I first did a colony, I thought this was free resources. It's not. If you pull anything out of there, you will be charged for it at the end of the month, so don't touch it unless it's an emergency. Also, don't forget to grab any relays in your system and or build relays and comm and nav buoys in your system to get those bonuses. And as soon as your colony starts growing, pirates and Ludic Pather guys are going to start showing up and being a jerk to you. So make sure that you're in the general vicinity of your colony so that you can help it out if it does run into trouble. you've got this little colony threats tab here in the intel menu, so you can see what issues are going on, who's going to attack you, and when. Usually it'll just be pirates. You're going to have to figure out where their base is, or they're going to continue to launch progressively larger attacks. I didn't know this the first time I played, but you're going to head down to the local space bar, talk to the shady person, and they're happy to sell out their pirate bros for a couple of drinks. Now that we know the location of their base, which is usually an abandoned or empty star system neighboring your colony, we're going to head on over there and we're going to blow up those space pirates, which, hey, that gives us something to do. As soon as you have a colony in Starsector, you're going to be plenty busy keeping this little baby alive until your faction gets strong enough to stand on its own. Yep, we're going to be engaging this and blowing it up. Let's jump to the chase. Kaboom. Goodbye, space pirates. Please stop attacking my colony. I have other stuff to do. But hey, we'll take your space loot while we're at it. Another thing you need to know is you can access your colony from anywhere. Shortcut is D key, and so you can find it there. You can command and build and do anything you need to do anywhere in Starsector. So that's nice. You don't have to return to your colony every time you want to get something done. Now, if you've been playing for a while, you may have unlocked some AI cores. And if you know anything about the lore in Starsector, is that there was a big war over AI, and the hegemony is not a big fan of AI cores. So you can use them. You just need to put them in your storage of your colony. I would not recommend using them early on, because the hegemony is going to get really grumpy at you, and they're going to send inspection fleets. Now take a look. You get some great bonuses if you do use cores. You can pay off the fleets to just bribe them to not come attack you. That goes for any invasion fleet that's heading for your colony. But those bribes are going to get progressively more expensive. So my recommendation is to just hold off on AI cores until maybe you have 2 or 3 colonies and they're of decent strength, and you've got big orbital stations and fleets of your own faction to defend from invasions. I'd like to say a huge thank you to everybody on the Starsector Discord. Couldn't have made this video without you guys being extra helpful. You guys had lots of good tips, so if you do need help with the game, link in the description. You can check out the Starsector Discord down there. They're active and busy, and they'll answer your questions pretty promptly. Yeah, we have lots of work to do on our little colony here. I mean, it's only size 4, so we got to grow this thing. We got to add some other industries. And I'm probably going to grab a desert world in this same system and put some other things on it. Get my colonies trading with each other. So if you found this useful, guys, and you liked it, hit the like button. And if you want more guides in the future, well, hit the subscribe button, because, you know, I like playing this game. It doesn't bring a ton of views, but I enjoy it and I love it. So happy to have any new Starsector subscribers join the channel. Come check me out. Be good. Mr. G out.